welcome to Iacon TV. First episodes. So, um, yeah, I don't really have much of a plan for this. Well, I do and I don't. It's kind of a test bed that I'm going to be going for here. First of all, first questions. Was the intro okay as regards sound-wise? Did it come across through okay and sound okay? Hopefully it did. Tell you what, until we get started properly, I'll just get a bit of this bump out of the way. So what I need to do is, that being the case, we'll do that. Okay, there we go. Just temporarily put that one up for now. So, yes, intro. Hope the sound was okay on that and it didn't blast people's ears off. So we'll get a bit of we'll catch up with the chats and then we'll take it from there. So we have... Let's put that there. There we go, that's better. So we have an hello from Andy. We have a hello from Palps. Andy's bringing the party to me. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hello everyone, Deja Vu. Hey Palps. Hello there. Hello again, Palps. Everyone getting weird names and a spanner. Interested to see what Ed pulls out of his hat for this one. No hat required today. I'm still not convinced myself, but we'll see how it goes. We've got Palps saying hello to everyone. We've got Martin saying hello. Ben saying something about calling people a spanner. Indeed, more than meets the eye. Ed's late. I am never late. I arrive exactly when I'm meant to arrive. No, I am late. I forgot my earpiece. I left my earpiece downstairs. Never late. Suspenseful. Spectrum. No Spectrum this evening, I'm afraid. I don't mind him being like Empire Strikes Back. Hasn't finished for me yet. Spectrum formers go. Ben, insert tempe to continue. Those were the days. Are we nearly there yet? It's 2002. Stop the bus, he needs a wee. It's no. No, it's 101. Yes. 101. So, rather optimistic of me. 101, it's series 1, episode 1. You know, that's... But anyway, this is funky. I'm assuming they mean the intro. I appreciate that. That's what I was going for. You're a touch quiet for me, but just a touch. Maybe higher your volume up, because the reason why I ask is because I have the output volume for that all the way up to 11. So sounded okay. Checks ears. Loving the chat pull-up functionality. Well, do you have it up on yours, don't you, Andy? The chat thing. But anyway, there we go. That's there. So, what's in store? Right, okay, how can I describe it? We'll tell you what, let's go to the proper screen, shall we? There we go. So, how can I describe this? I still haven't fully decided what I'm going to be doing with Iacon TV. Iacon TV has been a thing and an idea that I've been sitting on for quite a while now. I'd say as long as the Collector's Archive has been a thing, Iacon TV has been a thing. It was going to be, Collector's Archive was going to be kind of, Iacon TV was going to be kind of an umbrella thing, and then all the other bits I do would come under Iacon TV. But then I thought, no, I couldn't be bothered. So I parked it for a while until I thought of something to do with it. Then I thought I had found something to do with it. But then what I wanted to do with it, some bugger else already started doing it, which is what happens when you procrastinate and you take too long to decide on what you're going to do. But that's not a problem. So then it got mothballed again. And then I think it would have been about 2 weeks ago, I was just sat contemplating the fluff in my belly button. And I was just like, oh, I could do that. So this is what I'm going to do. And this is it. So without further ado, what is it I'm going to do, you're asking? Right. As the title suggests, first episodes. So this is a first episodes is a dual meaning. It's first episode for Iacon TV. But I'm also going to be taking a look at a first episode of a cartoon. Yes. And I think we can probably guess which episode it's going to be and which cartoon and which franchise it's going to be. So, the cartoon will play in the TV set that you can see down there. Where are we? Where's my hand? There. So down there's a television set, and the episode will play there. As the episode plays, it's kind of like, do you remember that thing called Game for a... The older viewers amongst us may remember a TV show called Game for a Laugh. And at the end of the show, they always would say something like, join us next week when we will be watching you, watching us, watching you kind of thing. It's the whole... They was doing the whole kind of Gogglebox kind of thing long before Gogglebox was ever a thing. And I suppose really you could say that this is kind of a Gogglebox kind of thing. You're going to be watching me watching something, offering my opinions and giving you facts and things like that about it. So yeah, I'm going to... That's generally it for this first episode. Whether or not Iacon TV continues to be that going forward, I don't know. I'd like it to, because there are other cartoons, other shows, things like that that I would like to offer commentary on and speak about and give facts and things like that, which some of the stuff you may already know, some stuff that you may not. But I just figured that also it might be nice... Well, it'd be nice for me to revisit these cartoons because some of them, a lot of them I've not watched for a long time. And I'm almost to the point where I've become rather unfamiliar with them, and perhaps maybe you would be the same too, that you've got to a point where you're unfamiliar with them, so it'd be nice to revisit them and also get these bits of information as you're watching it. So, right, I will stall no longer, and I will get into it. So, where are we now? Let us put that up. Let me just catch up with the chats first. Maybe my videos are just live, loud even. MTME? MTMTE. Yes, it is. And I can't possibly guess what show it can be. I love Ulysses. Are you flipping it, Ed? Not sure what the copyright gods are going to do with this. Well, who knows? Who knows what the copyright... The copyright gods can't really do anything while it's streaming live. And if I need to take it down, I take it down. Simple as. Besides which, the cartoons that... Sorry, the cartoon that I'm going to show, you can watch on YouTube over a multitude of channels, you know, so... And I'm not monetized. I've no intention of being monetized, so I'm not bothered. If I need to take it down, I'll take it down. The point of the fact is you're here live to watch it, and that's it. So there we go. True that. So I will... Yeah. Let's get into it, shall we? So... yeah, Danger Mouse could be an option, considering that they've just announced the new game. There's a Kickstarter for the new game, isn't there? Right, so let me see now. Let's just do the final checks here, see where I am, because I did want to today have another dry run through, but I didn't because I ended up doing a live stream, a test live stream, a bit longer than what I wanted to do, but you know, that's the way it goes. So that's okay, that's okay. That's okay. Right, let's go. So, first episode of The Transformers was called More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. I'll give you a little bit of quick info before we start. The production code of the episode was 4023. It was from the first season, it was the first episode, and it was produced by Sumbo Productions. It first aired on the 17th of September 1984. It was written by a gentleman called George Arthur Bloom, and the animation studio was, please forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly, Toei, or T-O-E-I, Toei or Toei or whatever it was. I don't know. And basically the synopsis of it is that after a millennia of war, on the verge of extinction, the Autobots must find new energy sources. They head off into space, find themselves here on Earth, and so does their ongoing conflict with the Decepticons. So there we go. That's the synopsis. That's a little bit of information about it. And the final notes I've got before we get into it is for those who are into this nerdy kind of stuff. The first draft of it was submitted on the 8th of February 84. Script revisions took place on the 13th of March 84, and then the whole completed thing, so the recorder script, the animation, etc., things like that, was returned back to the US on the 27th of August 1984. So from the 27th of August 84, and then aired on the 17th of September. So it was pretty much a pretty quick turnaround, really. What you've also got to bear in mind as well is, this is just a little bit of a side note. Whilst they were writing and producing and airing the first season of the Transformers, they were actually writing and putting into pre-production the actual Transformers the movie. So it was kind of like, there was all these things going off at the same time for them, which just shows you how much of a juggernaut these franchise things are. So there we go. Right. At points through the episode, I will pause it to give you a bit more information and point things out. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I've caught up with my notes. So again, let me know if it's too quiet or if it's too loud. And I will begin now. So, quality intro there. I love that grid line. And then straight away, it tells you what it's all about. It shows you all the main characters. It shows you that they're going to be fighting with each other. It shows you the gimmick of transforming. Also got that hook. That's kind of like, that really catchy intro music, that gets kids, singing it in the playgrounds and things like that. So I've got the setup here, Cybertron. I'll just pause it there because somebody, I can't remember who it was, but there was something going around on the socials a while back now. If you can see my cursor there, this portion of Cybertron that's missing down the bottom here, somebody had the theory that the missing portion is what ended up being the planet of junk that we first see in Transformers the movie. And they actually got animation cells, and they're not an exact match, but they're pretty close. So I mean, it's a fan theory, possibly true, possibly not, who knows, or it might be just a massive coincidence. Right, let's crack on.
Intelligent robots that could think and feel inhabited the cities. They were called Autobots and Decepticons. But the brutal Decepticons...
I mean, it's nice detailed artwork that's going on there. It's a shame that the standard doesn't stay like this throughout the whole season.
Forces of good and evil raged across Cybertron, devastating all in its path, draining the planet's once.
There we go. There's Iacon. Oh no, sorry, that's not Iacon. No, I do apologise. We don't see Iacon well a bit later on. Sorry.
There's not enough energy in these conductors to last a cortex.
Well, at least we found these, Wheeljack.
And when these run out,
Can't worry about that now. Hey, let's get back to Iacon.
load up.
I bet Optimus Prime will be glad to see us.
We're nearing the bridge to Iacon. 1 megamile to go.
Ah, home sweet home.
Uh-oh. A Decepticon welcoming committee.
Right. No, not just yet. I'm going to pause it in a second. Right. So, what we've got here is there was a deleted scene here. Now, originally, there were 2 blockades. So, as they're going along that road, there's 2 blockades. So, if I can just take it back. I want to see if I can just get it to where they just notice the blockade.
Ah, home sweet home.
There we go. Right, so just before this part here, there was, like I said, there was actually originally 2 blockades, but it was deleted. The first blockade, they actually drive and crash through, and there's just like generic Decepticons that then start chasing them. They get halfway across the bridge, which is this part. So that's so that bit we can see there. That is actually the second. That would have been the second blockade, and then so he puts his shields up. Doesn't sound like Starscream's voice. That also note the null rays that should be mounted on their shoulders are actually using like guns, holding them as like guns. So then he pulls up here. So if we notice, there is part of it left in that when they deleted it, they did leave a bit in there. And if you notice with Bumblebee, when he so if they would have been caught in a crossfire now. But as you notice, Bumblebee shoots behind him. That's the part that's left in because he's shooting at the Decepticons that were at the first blockade that are now chasing them. And then after he shoots forward, he then shoots back, and then he starts to shoot forward. So that would have been, so they'd have been caught in that crossfire, and that's why he shot to the rear of him there. I'm just looking at my notes here now. I made extensive notes. So there we go. So that was the first bit. There was a deleted scene there. I just wanted to point out. And then we've got. Sorry, I'll just go back slightly.
Told me there'd be days like this.
And you didn't believe him?
I do now.
Right, so we've got 3 generic-looking Decepticons there. Now there is, at the time of this was made and originally aired, these 3 Decepticon Seekers didn't have names. Now, the yellow one there has since been called Sunstorm. The purple one, which is, let me see now, which they have down as, so Purple Seeker, that they've got it down as, later became Hot Link. And I'm assuming they call it Hot Link basically because it looks like he's got a flamethrower. He's firing a flamethrower there. And then we've got a light blue one. And then that would later on be called Bitstream. Now, these are all like fan terms. These were fan names that were given. And then later adopted by Hasbro as they have been, into figures of these characters have been released and given these names. So that's those 3 characters there.
We've got to get these energy conductors back to Iacon.
I'm right behind you.
Mind if I cut in?
So what I find interesting, and then you've got Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. In their Tetra Jet mode, which is like their Cybertronian form. And it's not like he has a wheel with a rubber tyre coming off him. Very high tech stuff for Cybertron.
I think it's my rear axle.
Well, hang on to your crankshaft. I'm shifting into overdrive. They've gone underground. We'll never catch them now. We better report back to Megatron. Wheeljack.
Right, now that's Iacon there.
To
Let me see.
Iacon. We're coming in.
Now, again, there's another deleted scene here. And the deleted scene that we have here pretty much picks up straight after this. So we've got Soundwave here on the left of the screen. Just skulking about there, hiding as a lamppost or whatever it is. And then as Wheeljack and Bumblebee enter Iacon, the deleted scenes is like we get there was establishing shots of the Ark being constructed, and then there's a scene where it shows you Ratchet actually repairing Bumblebee, who's then visited by Optimus Prime and says, like, well done kind of thing, that kind of thing, Nice one, Bumblebee. You did good. Soundwave's just an iconic character. It's an amazing character. That's Jazz pulling up.
Disclosure averted. Continue observation.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that music. Again and again. What it used to make me laugh, well, it makes me laugh now, and it used to make me laugh as a kid as well, is that the Transformers, even though on Cybertron, and you see a couple of them, well, you see three of them, three of the Autobots, sorry, in their Cybertronian modes, when they transform, they've all got their Earth modes. So it used to make me chuckle, did that.
Any luck, Jazz?
Negative. North side of Cybertron's blacker than the inside of a drive shaft.
Unless a new supply of energy is found, nobody is going to win this war.
When do we start the search mission?
Soon as you're ready to launch.
Another interesting little tidbit as well is in these first 3 episodes of More Than Meet the Eye, Part 1, 2, and 3, the voice that Peter Cullen affects for Optimus Prime is more inspired by, it's more akin to a John Wayne kind of sounding voice, and then after those first 3 like pilot episodes, if you will, it then becomes more of what we're more familiar with. Now at this point here, there's a deleted scene here, and the deleted scene here is when Soundwave takes off. It cuts to like the notes I've got here saying like a futuristic airfield, and you can see like Decepticon starships that are just like parked up, and like there's one resting on the launch tower. Now what we're interested in is that Soundwave at this point actually transforms into kind of like a futuristic jet, like a jet plane, which is obviously different. Or similar to his earlier lamppost, mode, if you will. Now, there were some notes that I found that originally the gentleman that wrote the episode, this George Arthur Bloom, his idea is that the Transformers could actually assume any guise that they wanted or any form. They weren't just kind of like restricted to one alt mode, if you will. I mean, triple changes aside, they weren't just to that. But in revisions, script revisions, they did away with that because Hasbro must have given notes because they wanted to maintain the toy accuracy, so have the characters linked with that particular toy.
If there's a new source of energy to be found, the Decepticons must find it first.
Autobots are set to launch Megatron.
As are we. Shockwave! What is your
Right.
command?
They just pointed to make about Shockwave. Shockwave didn't originally appear in this episode. What happened was that the script revision that was in March of '84, Shockwave was inserted into this episode. We didn't see the Shockwave toy up until 1985. We didn't get him at all here in the UK. But I think that maybe the thinking was that he would have been part of the '84 lineup. Maybe he wasn't ready in time or what, I don't know. I didn't find that information. But I did find the information that he was specifically inserted into this episode. And his original name was actually going to be Flashbeam, which is different from Shock. I think Shockwave suits him better. Flashbeam's a bit... It's not as menacing, I don't think. It's not as imposing, really.
Megatron, you are to stay behind. I entrust Cybertron Cybertron to you, Shockwave.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain as you leave it.
Excellent. Now it's
Thought it was Mr. Burns then for a minute. Excellent.
until Optimus Prime admits defeat.
The Autobots would have lost eons ago if I'd been calling the shots.
Starscream. Only a select few ever leave.
My time will come, Megatron.
Never. Never! Prepare to blast off!
Right, now there's a deleted scene here. Which are just kind of like generalized scene. Where you have there's more scenes of the interior of the Ark, and you have Trailbreaker and Hound discussing energy resources, Ironhide and Mirage talking, and Ironhide moaning, saying that he wants to see battle. He wants a bit of a fracas to go off, kind of thing, and then Mirage reminiscing about Cybertron before the war. All these kind of things tie in with the character bios that were set out by Bob Budiansky that you get on the tech specs of the back of the toys. So that's setting up like Ironhide is the bit of the he's the old warhorse. He likes a bit of fight and a bit of battle. Mirage, he's the one that wants to get back to Cybertron. He's with the Autobot cause, but he's not really kind of like fully interested in it. He's just kind of on their side kind of thing. I think that's why later on in the third part of More Than Meets the Eye, the other Autobots are quick to think that he's kind of like betrayed them. And then Trailbreaker, that fits in with his, like, because about the resources and things like that. So that was one deleted that was from the earlier on in this part here.
All systems go!
Ignition.
Contact. Blast off!
Look,
What is it?
an asteroid.
There's another one.
They're going to collide.
Right, again, so there's another what I'm doing at this point is I'm just going to discuss and talk about the deleted scenes. I'm not going to go into continuity errors or animation errors and things like that, because it literally would be here all night. It's replete with them. But the deleted scene here is there's a discussion between Prowl and Prime where they're discussing about Prowl's of the opinion that they're being followed. Prime. So this is taken from the recording script, where you've got Prime orders the release of a Viewtrex, which is like a metallic sensor rod, which emerges from the ship and scans space. So there's that. Then I'll play a bit more, and then we go on to another part. Leaking lubricant. Sorry. Right, so now we're on the Decepticon ship, the Nemesis. There was a part deleted from on the Decepticon ship where Megatron orders Soundwave to execute cover phase, which I'm assuming is some kind of cloak or something like that. Starscream, being Starscream, has no interest in that. He suggests about just destroying the Ark. To which Megatron basically says, what's the point of doing that? We want to follow them. If they know about another energy source, we want to follow them because we want that energy source. So yeah, that's caught up with that.
We're losing our power!
Jazz! Ironhide, man the laser gun! Got it! Fire!
Follow them! Follow them!
Viewtrex report. We are being followed.
Deceive.
Stay with them.
Let's just blow them away. They've seen us.
No, I want to know what they're after. Prepare the tractor beam.
So that scene played out slightly different to how I described it about it being a deleted and changed scene earlier.
Power's used up.
Release the boarding chute.
They're coming aboard.
Prepare for battle.
Attack! Attack!
What's happening?
G-forces. They're dragging us down.
We're out of control.
Yeah, this ain't gonna end well. Kaboom!
The Transformers will return after these messages.
And after these messages, indeed, they will.
They're here. The Transformers on video. In
This is
Arrival
the
from Cybertron.
TV advert. This is a UK TV advert for the VHS release of Arrival from Cybertron, which was all three parts of More Than Meets the Eye, edited
$7.99
together,
in the shops
and
now.
a full-length cartoon spectacular. So yeah, now back on with the episode.
We now return to the Transformers.
Before I do that, I'll just mention those bumpers, as they're called. They were because the copies that I've got here are the American versions. So this is where in America that they would have had the adverts coming on. Now we have a change scene here. I'll just let it play out just momentarily. I mean, like, nobody noticed a big hulking spaceship hanging out the bottom of the volcano, the mountain. It isn't mentioned. Well, it's called Mount St. Hilary in the cartoon, which I think is what they've used it in. It's supposed to be Mount St. Helens, I believe, is the actual real world inspiration for it. And see all the Autobots all wrecked, and Decepticons as well. Now the change scene here is originally when Teletran 1 comes back online after that eruption, it uses a gun to blast a hole in the side of the volcano, and as the beam blasts a hole, it bounces off other rocks and it forms kind of like a satellite dish kind of shape, like energy. And it's through this energy dish, if you will, that Teletran 1 receives information about Earth, and it displays it on its monitor. It then uses this information then to repair, the deactivated robots on the ship. And in this version, Soundwave is the first one that gets revived. But during the storyboard phase, that was revised as you see it in the cartoon that'll show you shortly, where Teletran 1 sends out this Sky Spy to collect data and information about Earth alt modes, and then it sends that back, and then Teletran 1 begins to repair the robots.
Megatron, my leader, we are alive again.
Fortunate for Megatron, it wasn't Starscream that was revived first.
Much time has passed. We are on a planet far from Cybertron, but our mission has not changed.
How do we know Cybertron still exists?
It must exist. And if this land is filled with resources, we shall return home with the power to build the ultimate weapon and conquer the universe. Starscream!
I'm just saying goodbye.
Save your energy.
And just think, if Starscream hadn't have done this, the Decepticons would have been free to run amok. Now the reason, I'll just take that back slightly there, if I can. I'll pause it. So this alt mode here, this truck, the recently, well, I say recently released, but with the missing link from Takara Tomy, they did a version of this, but they call it Sentinel Prime, which is like, it's not, the colour scheme and the trailer, etc., is based off of this truck here that appears in this episode, but they give it the name of Sentinel Prime, which was silly, really. You know, they should have just left it, well, say, maybe they could have called it Prime Proto Mode or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, that's where that comes from. The actual real world, real life truck, it's a white Freightliner. That's the inspiration, that's the truck mode that they use for Prime.
Thanks.
We'll set up here. Those rocks will serve as our base of operations. Soundwave, prepare plans for a new space cruiser. Starscream, convert the area for construction.
What about materials?
Use your imagination.
Well, any ideas? Great, but I'll need some help.
Yeah, I've got to say it. I've got to mention it. So we've got, well, it's an error. There's no other word for it. What we've got here is the story is that there was a communication error between the animation studios, well, between Hasbro, Sunbow, and the animation studio, and Rumble was and is, it was supposed to be and he is red. However, there was an issue, like I said, a communication issue, and Rumble was given the colours of Frenzy. But by the time that everything was sent back and sorted, it was just too late. It would have cost more money to rectify it, so it was just left. So this is where you have this thing now, where in the cartoon, Rumble is this kind of lilac-y, purpley, bluey kind of colour. So there's a lot of toing and froing in the community about, you know, Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue, this, that, and other, and it joking aside, you know, I mean, everyone have a little bit of a laugh of it. You know, I'm in the Rumble is red camp, you know, but that's just me because I'm more primarily toys rather than the cartoon. Well, toys and comic, because Rumble was red in the comic as well. The majority, I do have a little graph somewhere that shows you the frequency and the amount of times that Rumble was a particular colour, and Rumble has been red more times than he's been this colour. But what you get is, it's just a case of, you know, people enjoy the cartoon, Rumble. This is Rumble for people that enjoy the cartoon. For people that like the toys or they like the comics or whatever, Rumble's red. And that's fine. It's not a problem. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But certain segments within the community do kind of take it to the extremes, you know, and they get kind of, you know, there's lots of heated debates about it when it doesn't really matter that much. At the end of the day, who'd have thought an animation error would cause such, such issues, 30, 40 years down the road.
Pile drivers, Operation Destruction.
Let's do it!
Now, there was a deleted, going back to the deleted scenes, you have one that was with Rumble, Soundwave, and Starscream there, and they were at the base of a mountain, and basically Rumble uses his pile drivers to knock out the bridge, and all the train cars go plunging down and things like that, and then as the Decepticons, Soundwave, and that collect the steel girders from the wreckage, Starscream just makes a note and says the line, "I'm glad you're on our side, Rumble." So it's not much of a deleted scene, but I can't see it. Like I say, it wouldn't have added much to it, I don't think.
This new planet is rich with sources of energy, but the Decepticons must know this too. So we must find them and stop them. Hound?
Right here, Prime.
Scout the area. See if you can locate the Decepticons.
Just turn me loose, Prime. I'll sniff them out.
I'm going too. I want to boot some Decepticon right in his turbocharger.
Easy, Cliff Jumper. Just find them. We'll deal with them later. Good luck.
Someday I'll be giving the orders, Rumble. You'll do what I say.
Look, Starscream, Megatron is strong. He's merciless. He can't be beaten, and you'll never be.
Bit of exposition there for Megatron.
I will find a way. Everyone has a weakness.
Yeah? Well, not Megatron.
We shall see. Now, shake things up a little. I'm impressed.
Sure is a lot different than Cybertron out here.
Don't fall in love with it, Hound. We won't be staying that long.
You smell something, Cliff Jumper?
No?
I do. I think we just found the Decepticons. Follow me. I was right.
Let's get down there and bend some metal.
Right, we've got another deleted scene here that was. So while Hound and Cliff Jumper are here on this cliff top spine on the Decepticon base, there's a scene with Skywarp and Thundercracker basically arguing about doing grunt work, as they put it, and Megatron basically tells them off, if you will. And it says here that when Thundercracker attempts to apologise, and then Megatron hits him with such force that it sends him flying across the construction site, landing in a heap and having to twist his own head back into place. So it could have been a bit of a light-hearted comedic moment then.
Prime said, just find them.
What are they doing?
Let's find out.
I will plunder Earth and steal its precious resources. We can concentrate the energy into energon cubes and store them in the new space cruiser. How ironic! By leading us to this planet, the Autobots have sealed their own doom.
Cliff Jumper, what are you doing?
I've got Megatron dead center in my viewfinder.